Hello and thanks for joining us on the news at this hour on NTA International. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Now the headlines. President Muhammadu Buhari warns against issuance of foreign exchange to individuals or groups sabotaging Nigeria's food security program. As the world observes International Left-Handers Day, advocacy and more space for these unique persons underway. In efforts to save indigenous languages from going into extinction in focus. Thank you so much for joining us. The Central Bank of Nigeria has been directed to desist from issuing any foreign exchange to individuals or groups identified to be sabotaging the nation's food security program through the importation of rice and other food items into Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari, who gave the warning while receiving members of the All Progressives Governors Forum on Salah homage, also ordered more drastic measures against smuggling activities. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo will bring us details in subsequent bulletin. Still in Salah homage, President Muhammadu Buhari says the best Salah gift he would like to receive from any public servant is to resolve to carry out assigned responsibilities diligently with sense of patriotism and conscience towards ensuring that the next level agenda bequeaths worthy legacies for posterity. The president stated this while receiving various government officials and other interest groups on traditional Salah homage in Daura, promised to remain steadfast in fighting for the poor. Details will come in subsequent bulletin. And we're not done with Salah homage. Sultan of Sokoto Mohammed Saad Abubakar has called on politicians to differentiate between politics and governance and support government for even development. The Sultan was speaking while he led his councillors and other traditional rulers in the state on Salah homage to Governor Aminu Wazir Tambwal at the Government House in Sokoto. Abdurrahman Husman Jibrila reports.
The Sultan said it is now time to come together and support policies and programs of government for the development of the country. The Sultan reminded leaders of the need for every stakeholder to play his role in the governance process. He called for more ways of creating opportunities, especially among youth, to be self-reliant. The Sultan assured of their continued support and cooperation in ensuring peace, unity, and love among Nigerians. Governor Amin Waziri Tambwal commended the Sultan's role in strengthening and preaching peace across the country. He called for more support from the traditional and religious institutions towards ending the current insecurity across the country. Governor Tambwal said currently the state government is working with Indonesia towards implementing youth and women empowerment programs to reduce restiveness. He commended the role of the Sultanate Council in the areas of health, education, zakat and endowment, and fight against polio and other childhood killer diseases. The Sultan was accompanied on the visit by his senior councillors and all 86 district heads across Sokoto State. In Sokoto, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
And also health. As part of its corporate social responsibility, headquarters of the Nigerian Air Force in Daura has taken its medical outreach to Sandamu local government area of Katsina State. Sani Bashiru has more.
The two-day medical outreach by the headquarters of the Nigeria Air Force is part of preparations to unveil the ultra-modern reference hospital of the Air Force in Daura. The medical outreach covers free consultation of patients, deworming of more than 2,000 children, immunization for children with vitamin A, distribution of eyeglasses and treated mosquito nets. Director of Public Health Services of the Nigeria Air Force, Group Captain Ali Tanko, said the medical outreach targets more than 25,000 beneficiaries in Sandamu local government area of Katsina State. Ali Tanko also said for those whose ailments require referral will be referred to the Nigeria Air Force Reference Hospital, which is expected to be inaugurated soon. Some beneficiaries commended the Nigeria Air Force for the gesture. From Sandamu local government area of Katsina State, Sani Basiru, NTA News.
And away from health, indigenous language is unique to people's identity as it conveys their cultural heritage as well as helps to advance cultural values and tradition. To prevent indigenous languages in Nigeria from going into extinction, the National Institute for Cultural Orientation organized a lecture to preserve indigenous languages. Adebola Ogunlano has details.
Our research revealed that about 527 different local languages are spoken across 250 ethnic groups in Nigeria, but only 84 of them are still in use till date, while other languages are on the verge of extinction. National Institutes for Cultural Orientation organized a 6-week lecture for people within 2 division cantonments in Ibadan to maintain national cohesion.
My name is, I will speak it in Igbo. Aambu Lolo Omolola Adebayo.
From my language, Hausa, I can now communicate in Igbo and at least in Yoruba. Orúkọ mi ni Adamu Mustafa.
I learned the Yoruba national anthem. The national anthem said,
The organizers are of the opinion that if a language is lost, the people are lost.
If in the barracks, the members of the people in each barracks understand each other's language, there will be good neighborliness and then there will be unity in the country and then peace will come.
They therefore urge governments at all levels to give Nigeria's indigenous language a boost as a way of preserving such languages from disappearing. In Ibadan, Adebola Ogunlano, NTA News.
Into other matters, today the world celebrates the uniqueness and difference of left-handed persons in a predominantly right-handed world. Benny Adams takes us through the experiences of some of these special persons.
Oluwatobi Tijani is a hairstylist at Wuse Market in Abuja. She uses her left hand to do her duties. She has never thought of using her right hand. She shares her experiences surviving in a world dominated by right-handers.
My teacher noticed I was using left. They called my mom for parents-teachers meeting and told her. And she's like, okay, let them try. If they can succeed in stopping it, because she has already tried everything. I eat with it, even right from start. She said she has tried, so they should try and make me stop. Then after a while, a whole term I didn't write in school because I could not use my right hand to write. Then they now called another meeting again, and the teacher is like, she too, she tried though, and they couldn't stop me. My mom decided to let me continue using it now, since it's not as if it's a bad thing.
Oluwatobi is among 10 to 15% of the world's population whom are believed to have exceptional capabilities with a high intelligence quadrant of over 140 than the right-handed people. Some of the great left-handed people include 4 out of the last 5 of United States presidents like Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. Other great personalities include the world's richest woman and media personality, Oprah Winfrey. NTA also has its own share of left-handed persons, like the business editor, Leah Katung Babatunde.
And by primary 2, my teacher was left-handed, Mr. Sambo. He's late now. And so he just gave us all the encouragement we needed at that time. We were 3 in the class who were left-handed. And he was supportive and never forced it on anybody. It boosted my confidence and always made me want to do extra on what is expected of me, because I wouldn't let anybody say she's left-handed, that's why she failed. So with that at the back of my mind, I make sure that I do much more than what other people are giving out productively.
It was first observed in 1976, meant to promote awareness of inconveniences facing left-handers in the world of predominantly right-handers. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
And as Nigeria joins the rest of the world to mark the International Youth Day, guests on Good Morning Nigeria have advocated promulgation of youth-based policies that will make them self-reliant. Butu Wamila completes the story.
Common knowledge that youths in Nigeria constitute substantial parts of the nation's demography. This perhaps necessitated the formulation of policies aimed at empowering them to become meaningful citizens. Guest on Good Morning Nigeria, while discussing investing in youths, call for the review of youth's policies.
Investing in young people requires very deliberate steps to be taken, especially to invest in human capital development. Human capital development being health and education.
You should be conscious of, one, the capacity of the youth in whom you are investing, the passion of the youth in whom you are investing, and three, his zeal. Is he ready to run in that path before you channel resources?
Guests emphasized the need for leaders to imbibe the culture of mentorship. They describe youths as the determinant of success in any society.
Should be able to measure and evaluate policies in short-term period, mid-term period, and long-term period, so that anyone that we're supposed to face out, we should face them out.
Those youth with passion, like he has mentioned, who want to go to school, those with passion that want to engage into vocational skill, those with passion into other field of life, should be able to identify and then place in different positions.
They called for the introduction of special scholarship for the youths, in addition to involving them in the formulation of development policies. Education, the guest said, is critical in achieving success in any investment for the youths. In Abuja, Botswana, NTA News.
Let's now shift our attention to power generation. There are strong hopes for the commencement of work on the Mambila hydropower plant in Taraba State, following a visit of Chinese experts on investigation to the site. Joseph Zana Gambo reports that the team also met with Governor Darius Dixon Ishaku to intimate him on the mission.
This visit by this team of consortium from the Exim Bank of China on an inspection tour to the site for the construction of the much-anticipated $6 billion Mambila hydropower project will no doubt rekindle the hope of the people of the state and Nigerians 35 years after conception. The federal government had on the 5th of September 2018 signed an agreement with the Export and Import Bank of China, who is to provide 85% funding for the project. The team leader, Gan Yongzi, informed Governor Darius Dixon Ishaku that the inspection visit to the dam site is an effort towards the successful takeoff of the project and seeks support and cooperation.
We plan to go to the Mambila site for technical investigation. We hope can get from Your Excellency and the Taraba people, Taraba government support.
Overwhelmed by the visit, Governor Darius Dixon Ishaku said the Mambila hydropower project, when completed, holds great potentials for the state and assured of his administration's support throughout their stay for the successful completion of the assignment.
And in this visit, I will also ask my staff here to follow you.
Thank you, sir.
And we will also arrange security for you to go to Mambila.
Governor Darius Dixon Ishaku expressed hope that the visit will lay to rest the long delay in the takeoff of the project. In Jalingo, Joseph Zanagambo, NTA News.
To other matters, Speaker Nasarawa House of Assembly has commended NTA for adhering strictly to professional ethics. He gave the commendation during a visit of NTA Lafia management to the Speaker in Lafia. Aliu Tijani Mohammed reports.
Speaker Ibrahim Balarabe Abdullah emphasized the significant role of NTA in nation building while calling on journalists to continue to adhere strictly to professional ethics in the interest of development. The Speaker says legislators are happy with the coverage of the activities and pledges for more partnership.
Our success story as a house will not be complete without mentioning NTA. We've been collaborating together. You've been of great assistance to us as Honorable House. And I can assure you that we shall continue to partner with you, we shall continue to work in synergy in ensuring that we take our states and the country to the next level.
General Manager Hamza Musa Makarfi says NTA will remain committed towards coverage of the Assembly through news and programs contents. Hamza Makarfi commends the State Assembly for projecting the yearnings and aspirations of the citizens of the state.
As NTA,
resident in Lafia, we owe a duty to get across to stakeholders so that the very essence of governance is carried to the people.
He urges the Speaker to build on the solid foundation he has laid so far. In Lafia, Aliyu Tijani Mohammed, NTA News.
You're watching the news on NTA International, reaching you live from Abuja. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
Whole problem started with the oil boom.
Because the parliament is the assembly of the people.
Frontiers, analyzing topical issues across the globe. It's analytical, educative, and incisive.
Traditionally, our people, are liberal in the sense that they sit down and dialogue among themselves.
The standards of the products that they bring into the country are not the same standards that they take in other countries where they invest in.
Let's look inwards and fight for the right thing always.
Explore all sides of issues. Showing on NTA International every Wednesday at this time. Don't miss it.
NTA International News. Africa as it is.
Thanks for staying with us. Now let's talk aviation. Stakeholders in the aviation industry say the sector will benefit immensely from the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement if airlines collaborate as well as strengthen infrastructural facilities. Michael Olale reports.
Like the ECOWAS Free Movement Protocol, the African Continental Free Trade Area was conceived to expand intra-African trade through better harmonization and coordination of trade liberalization among 54 African countries. To achieve the mandates of this agreement, transportation no doubt plays a crucial role, with the aviation industry in Nigeria expected to increase the influx of travelers above 17.23 million passengers recorded in 2018, according to the National Bureau of Statistics.
But do we have any airline that has that strength, that has that power to carry our flag beyond our airspace?
The International Air Transport Association estimated that if about 12 key African countries can open up their airspace for increased connectivity, more than 150,000 jobs will be created, an additional $1.3 billion generated in annual gross domestic products. How then can the aviation industry in Nigeria benefit from this expected surge of travelers across 54 countries?
We need to build liquidity of our airlines so that they can be able to acquire more aircraft, develop, expand their routes, grow their businesses so that they can favorably compete.
When you strengthen domestic market, when you strengthen the airlines, you improve competition. Once you improve competition, prices will drop, and once prices drop, passengers will fly. And once you have passengers flying, services and frequencies will increase and improve.
The benefits stakeholders believe are enormous if policies are strengthened to enable airlines and their operators thrive. In Lagos, Michael Olale, NTA News.
And for business news, let's join Rachel Shaibu.
Welcome to Business News. The Corporate Affairs Commission has announced that it registered 220,773 micro, small and medium enterprises in the last 10 months. The CAC, in a statement issued by the Commission's Head of Public Affairs, Moses Adagusu, stated that the MSMEs were registered between October 2018 and July 31st, 2019, adding that it had also extended by 3 days the 50% reduction in the registration fees for business names window. Meanwhile, the Benue State government says all is now set for the states to take advantage of the United States Agency for International Development, USAID's newly launched Feed the Future Nigeria activity to nurture a business-enabling environment that will promote private sector investment in agriculture. It is a 5-year, $15.7 million agribusiness investments program, which is to reach at least 5,000 small and medium enterprises nationwide. Representative of the Benue State Government, Samuel Otom, says the MOU has already been signed with the Feed the Future Nigeria activity with an officer provided in the state.
We want to, after the MOU in general, want to itemize each area of participation. For us right now, we're looking at land preparation, we're looking at availability for tractors, and we want to make sure that our organic fertilizer plant starts working. Those are the areas we'll be working with the Feed the Future program immediately.
The agribusiness investment activity will be implemented by cultivating new frontiers in agriculture, CNFA, in 6 other states too: Kaduna, Niger, Kebbi, Delta, Ebonyi, and Cross River. That's it from here. I am Rachel Shaibu.
Thank you, Rachel. Ebola drugs show 90% survival rate in breakthrough trial, just as Mozambique goes firm on digital snooping. For these and other trending news across the globe, Justin Bemoim will put us through.
Hello and welcome. Scientists have said Ebola may soon be a preventable and treatable disease after a trial of 2 drugs showed significantly improved survival rates. Reports have it that the year-long Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo has so far killed at least 1,800 people. 4 drugs were trialed on patients in the DR Congo, where there is a major outbreak of the virus. The trial in DR Congo has saved roughly 90% of the patients who received them early in the course of infection. Health officials say the drugs will now be used to treat all patients with the disease in DR Congo. And members of parliament in Mozambique have revised the country's penal code to criminalize digital snooping. Anyone who now gains access to phones, computers, or other gadgets belonging to someone else without permission will face up to 2 years in prison. For those who illegally produce, sell, or distribute non-public information obtained from such devices without permission, the penalty will be a jail term of up to 5 years. In the meantime, as the ECOWAS Joint Mission meeting comes to an end, the ECOWAS Parliament has pointed out that 6 member states are yet to ratify the ECOWAS Protocol on the fight against corruption. And this was disclosed at the end of the delocalized meeting of the Joint Committee on Political Affairs, Peace, Security and Arms, Gender, Women Empowerment, Social Protection, Legal and Judicial Affairs in Ouagadougou. From the report presented by the chairman of the committee, Senegal, Liberia, Cote d'Ivoire, Republic of Guinea, Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde are yet to ratify, asking them to do so to fast-track the process. And that's it from here. Thanks for watching.
And out to sports. President Buhari charged